of the small details you may have missed in Arcane is Jinx's talent to draw out confessions from people. The characters she threatens often break within seconds of her beginning her questioning, letting her know everything she wants to know and even more.
Boss wants us to grab someone up.
Someone? Anyone? Who you grabbing?
Some girls. I mean, I'm not grabbing girls. Other than those ones, I guess.
Focus. Who are they?
Here's a former FBI officer explaining how he creates the conditions to get a confession from a suspect.
My tone was always to go lower and slower to make sure that at a subconscious level they began to relax. What we want is someone who is calmer so that we have better recall.
Don't move, silly. I might hurt you.
So we want the person to calm down, so we put them near the door and we don't sit too close to them, because when we violate space, it makes people nervous.
I feel like you and I got off on the wrong arm.
And then rather than make a lot of eye contact, which is very intimidating, what I would do is make less eye contact so that they would begin to relax.
She came back. You lied.
Now, in direct opposition to everything Joe Navarro is saying here, Jinx intentionally invades her suspect's personal space. She lingers in it for as long as it takes to build fear and discomfort within them. Jinx's interrogations use the menacing prospect of violence as a mental weapon to pressure her victims into confessing or giving her an answer. I love how in her infamous tea party scene, she moves as an enigma in the background, slowly lurking in the shadows of the room. She torments Vi from a distance, exploiting Vi's current disorientation.
Now, where should I sit? That's your choice, really.
The negative aspect to these psychological games Jinx plays is the fact that people can just lie to her. In fact, they are incentivized to, as when threatened with violence, it's almost always just better to give an answer than to not give an answer and face the consequences of that. What's worse is Jinx knows this, and it tends to make her lose her cool while she's interrogating her suspects.
You aren't lying. You wouldn't lie to me. Not again.
I'm not lying. I'm on your side. I promise.
She can get a confession, but it might not be what she believes or something she wants to hear.
It's not what you think. She's with some girl enforcer. Guess she replaced you.
You're lying.
Fully 25% was willing to admit to a crime just to stop the interview process. That means that those interviews where there was a lot of psychological pressure applied, where there was a lot of threatening demeanor, that eventually the people were willing to say, you know what, I'm going to admit it even though it's going to cost me my life.
Maybe we should try the other.
No need. It's your sister. She's back. She's looking for you.
Now, these scenes are up there with the greats in terms of powerful interrogations in films or series. They definitely stand out for me as some of the gems people miss out on when talking about Arcane.
I paid your girlfriend a visit this morning.
What did you do?
I made her a snack. Sheesh, I'm not that crazy.
Even with how dark the plot was becoming at points, I couldn't help but burst out laughing at that. And that's the part I dig about Jinx in Arcane. She's chaotic, intimidating at times, but she also has emotions and flaws clouding her judgment. Christopher Nolan's Joker, in contrast, was fully resolved with all of his actions, and he had a strong ideology behind him. When a character is like that, there's no room to grow. But for Jinx, the cool part about her is that her story is still developing and very far from over.